It's so weird. Well, hello there, folks.
Okay. Good
It's another
morning.
episode of Würfel Cast. Today, yeah, as you can see, two fans of a particular anime and manga and a live TV show, and yeah, today's is all about not all about today is somewhat about One Piece.
Somewhat.
Yeah, but before we go into the main topics and board games and then back to One Piece, let's talk about something we have seen recently. So
All
this is
right.
a Watcher's Babble.
Very well. Well, since we're talking about One Piece in May, and I'm not going to talk about that, although I have been catching up. I saw yesterday the movie Hoppers. That's
Hoppers?
Hoppers, Hoppers. So this is
Oh
a
yeah,
weird
the anime.
movie. Yep, that's the one. Um, this is a really weird movie. It's basically this uh, young girl is environmentally inclined, and so she breaks into a science lab and uses the technology to put her brain inside of a beaver so that she can go and convince some beavers to come back to this pond so that it won't get torn down to build a freeway. And
Uh-huh.
it's against this somewhat nonsensical plot that the movie takes place. But it's a very interesting movie. Look, if you set the weird plot aside, and the fact that toward the end everybody sort of knows this technology and is jumping back and forth between animals and people, it's still a very fun movie. There are some interesting surprises in it. There are some, it's a fun characters, not really, your kind of standard romance type movie. It's just, this woman really likes wildlife and is doing unusual things to try and get them to cooperate. There's a council of all animals, and they're kind of fun. There's a flying shark at one point. Uh,
Hmm.
I had a good time with it. I don't know that it's going to live in history as one of the Disney Pixar's greatest movies, but it was enjoyable and I had a good time with it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. Was hesitant. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, I was going to go see it. I don't know that I was going to rush out and go see it, but I had a friend over yesterday and he was like, "Oh, I want to see that," and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, fine, let's go." Uh,
hmm.
so
Okay.
that's one thing that's not One Piece that I've been watching.
That's one thing you've been watching. Well, well. Yeah, we're gonna talk about One Piece,
Oh, really?
but a lot. I mean, mostly a lot. I'm sorry. Just a moment. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay, but why not? Talk about the One Piece season two because
Okay.
I mean, I just watched it fresh. And
As
I
did
have
I. Uh,
lots of emotions floating through me. Well, One Piece season one was a good introduction to
mhm.
people who do not know much about One Piece manga or anime, but it was solid, and it made me go watch anime. I avoided anime for a long time. Like it was one of
Mhm.
those big animes. I'm like, I don't know. I looked at some of the, sometimes some of the clips and such. I'm like, it looks weird and goofy, and I don't know, just about pirates or something. I don't care. But then I watched the show, and then I started watching anime, and I'm 1,155 episodes in.
That's about as many as you can be in at this point.
I did skip some episodes because I wanted to, catch up to. main events. So I did skip
Mm-hmm.
some of the episodes, but they were like I did watch some filler episodes, and okay, because I looked it up, and it's like there was a website or something. There's people who say like, oh, this is filler, but we recommend watching it because it ties up you know the in
Right.
between and such. So season two now is well, first of all, it's amazing
It
as
is.
it it covers so each season it seems covers about 50 chapters or episodes of anime about that. And season two covers Lockdown, where we get introduction to Smoker, this scene on the platform, Luffy's dad, though we don't know yet. Monkey D. Dragon. Well, come on, guys. One Piece has been there for
It's 20 years, so it's all right.
more. It's 1998 or 1999 when it came out.
Okay.
So anyway, and it covers the Baroque works, but not fully. It introduces Sir Crocodile, but the big fight is coming next season. I know the season
Wait,
three has been
what? Come on.
confirmed. Yeah, season three is already filming in production. They
Yes.
started last year, so we're gonna see that. And yeah, there's a lot of great scenes. There's a lot of fighting choreography with
Mm-hmm.
Zoro, and they did this a little bit different. It seems the not the scenes, but this particular small arc. Just few things differently than anime, how he fights and stuff. But then one of the main events of season two is, of course, introduction of Chopper and his backstory. And his backstory is in live action. It seemed to me, I don't know, it just seemed to me much more tragic. It's
Okay.
well acted out. I really liked the Hiriluk. Was a great acting. The Chopper, I thought it would be a little bit goofy, but actually they did him well. Not
Yeah.
the best CGI, but it's well done. His voice, it's like how you want him to sound.
Mm-hmm.
And Kureha, she's great, and the whole,
Yep.
well, the fight itself with the Babble, it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's fine, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, so I really liked the second season of One Piece. The pieces it covered were not my favorite pieces of the anime. I mean, I thought all these
yeah.
stories were a little bit. I don't know. Are we going to get somewhere? And so to sort of make a whole season out of those, I was a little nervous. But it ended up allowing them to treat each one, just enough without it getting overwhelming. And just like I said the first season is a great way if you just want to speed ahead to fast forward through some of the earlier episodes of One Piece that aren't all that great. The first season is a great way to get you there, and honestly, the second season is a great way to get you to to Alabasta, which is really where the series took off for me. Um,
Yeah,
so
I think so. Yeah, I think you can watch the live action, kind of a speeded up version of anime, and get the whole idea. It's true to the series,
yeah,
and but I think Drum Island was important because Chopper is an important character,
yeah,
and
he is. It took a long time. One problem with One Piece is it takes a long time to get where it's going. Uh, and
yeah,
and one of the reasons I think his story is more impactful in the live action is because it's told in about 45 minutes rather
the
than
whole episode. Yeah,
rather than being spread over. I mean, if you've been watching it live over the course of several weeks, uh,
yeah,
it takes a long time to get there, and having all the story condensed into one episode allows you to sort of experience the whole thing without needing to, stop and pause and think, okay, this guy's fighting over here. We got to make sure we remember that Sanji's still alive. It's
Yeah.
it's a little bit more focused, and I find that the whole series, this live action series, is more focused, and I think that does it well.
Yeah, and we get a lot of introductions of characters, Nico Robin,
Yep.
Vivi,
Wait, what?
giants,
There
yeah, giants, etc. So there are so many characters introduced. So they did well.
are.
I
Yep.
really enjoyed it, and
I
I'm
agree.
waiting for um waiting for season 3, and the Makenyu who plays Zoro. I've They were also doing the some kind of an interviewing each other basically,
Mm-hmm.
and the other actors tried to guess Makenyu's favorite arc, and everybody said Wano, but he said some other arcs of his favorite arcs, and he said, "Well, yeah, I enjoy Wano, and I would be it would be great acting it out in 85 years," he said. So
Yeah.
well, because as I understand, Oda has an idea where to end live action One Piece, because it will be impossible to do One Piece live action. Like, they will be too old when
Yeah. Well,
there's so
if
many
only there were a
works.
time skip. Uh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when will they stop, but we'll
We'll
see.
see. Enjoy it while it's here.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, let's get back to board games. I'm
Let's
slow
go.
today. Let's get to recent plays. Here we
All
go.
right. So, my recent play is the Labyrinth Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Labyrinth Chronicles is interesting because it's currently still in its GameFound campaign, but one of the promises they made with this one was that they would have it delivered within 7 days. And I assumed that would be within 7 days of the end of the campaign, but no, it was in fact within 7 days. Well, a little bit more than seven, but it was. I got a shipping notice within 7 days of backing. So this game is, you can still go and get it on GameFound. But I've played it. I've played it several times. Now this is basically, Labyrinth is a 40-year-old game. It's been around forever. It's as old as I am. Um, and it's a very simple game where you're going to be taking a tile, sliding it in, and then moving your character along the paths that sort of open or close based upon the sliding that you do. This
Mm-hmm.
game takes that, and it has the Labyrinth sort of classic rules. And I'll tell you, Labyrinth as a game isn't great. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you've played it or if you've played it in a while.
No.
It definitely feels like a kid's game. There's the Master Labyrinth variant in there, which is a little bit more challenging. But what this game really does is it introduces this cooperative campaign. And I found the cooperative campaign to be very interesting. It's it's different because you're working together to sort of think, okay, if I push this piece here, it's going to open up all these paths for all of us. And then, what you're doing is you're trying to get to these items before the goblins do. And the goblins come out by rolling a die. It's a little random, but it's easy to manage, and it's challenging enough that you really do have to play the game well, and you're trying to compete for different scoring thresholds, and when you get to a threshold, you're able to open kind of the next chapter. But in the meantime, you're building using the points that you get, these crystals, and you're building buildings, and the building will give you objectives. The objectives will give you something else to focus on, and it'll also unlock some sort of bonus. For example, there's one that lets you sort of slide cards into the items so that they're worth more points. Or there's one that gives you special abilities that you can use, and then you have to figure out a way to unuse them so that you can use them
Mm-hmm.
again. A lot of different things, small things, nothing revolutionary, but much better than original Labyrinth. The production here is fantastic. These are nice plastic pieces that it's really easy to see. I mean, it's easy. It's they work well. Is what I'm trying to say here, and the sliding works well too. And it sometimes surprises you. It's like, oh, I pushed this here, and I didn't realize that all of this was going to happen. Um, I will say the final battle was a little underwhelming. I enjoyed the journey a whole lot more than the destination, I guess I would say. But as a game, I really enjoyed it. If I had kids, this is absolutely one I would play with them. And it was a fun journey for me, regardless.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, it looks like it's away. And
I mean,
I'm not really interested in that one, so.
well,
But
I know where you can play it without buying it, if you're desperate to try
yeah,
it. Although you
it's
can probably find original Labyrinth for $2 at a discount store. It's there's a lot of copies of that floating around.
well, I'm not sure if they have any in Estonia, so
No.
who knows. All right, for mine, I played Distilled with all of the available expansions, mini
Oh,
expansions.
okay.
Yeah, not cocktails, but
Okay, I was going to
all
be
the other
excited
ones.
if you played with cocktails because I don't have it yet.
I don't have it. I don't think
Okay,
it's out.
I don't. It is not. That's why I was going to be excited to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, there is. Yeah, there's a lot. You see, it takes a lot of space. Cannot really show you everything, but the whole idea of the game is you distill spirits, alcohol, and you acquire new recipes. You get cards from the market and mix them up and see what happens. You try to score points and buy barrels or bottles, etc. So yeah, it's all about distillation. Now it's a really good uh, Euro game. Now with the
It is.
expansions, the expansions, the mini first of all, the first one is Africa, America, something expansion that just
The Middle
adds
East one.
more.
Yeah.
Middle East, yeah, it adds more characters, more regions, and more recipes. Now the other two, the cask expansion, I don't even
Mm-hmm.
remember what it adds exactly. I think some barrels or stuff. Uh, oh no,
That's the
it's
one that has the ingredients with the special abilities and the
oh yeah,
market
the ingredients of
cards.
the special, but yeah. And then the market expansion that adds the fluctuating market. So some things will be cheaper this round and
Mm-hmm.
more expensive, and next round something else. And there's discounts on stuff and on barrels and stuff, etc. This one is a nice addition if you want something extra.
Sure.
It's not necessary, especially the fluctuating market. I like the ingredients now having special abilities.
Yeah, I like that too.
That's interesting. So yeah, I enjoyed the game. It's really good. I would love to see the new expansion, the cocktails expansion, how it expands, because it still feels like it's a good game, but it feels a little bit limited that you can do one spirit each round, and I kind of want to do more, several spirits, or now I can do spirit and then I can make it into cocktail, you know, something extra. But what I'm afraid of, this game takes a lot of space, and if we'll have another board, it will take even more
Yep,
space. I don't know.
it will, and it takes a long time to set up because you've got to sort of
Yeah,
sort everything out because you can't. It's not one of those
yeah.
games you can just dump everything in and play.
Well, the insert is good.
So yeah, the insert is fine. It takes a bit to set up, and that's just part of the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. Anyway, let's get to the next topic, which is crowdfunding.
All right, this is a weird time for me because other than Labyrinth, I don't think I have any active crowdfunding projects. which
Uh-huh.
is almost never the case. But I did find on Kickstarter there's one called The Old Ones of El Dorado. And although I don't know that I'm buying it just
Okay.
yet, it looks interesting. It's a revived version of an older project, The Old Ones of El Dorado. Um, and this is by, I think it's by Duranda, and I've enjoyed some of their games. This is one where you're playing cards, sort of making combos, and then depending on where people are, it's going to activate different things. And when people take your cards away, you're going to gain madness, and madness is bad for some reason. This looks
Uh-huh.
like a combination of Cthulhu and Maya, and Incan, sort of ancient American peoples, which is an interesting idea. I might wait and see on this one rather than jumping right in because although I've enjoyed some of Duranda's games, some of their larger games like Mutagen I have not enjoyed. And I will say that pyramid looks kind of cheap. Um,
Yeah,
it's
cardboard. Yeah.
it's probably to keep the costs down, but it looks kind of cheap. So I don't know. This one might be interesting. I just don't know if I'm going to rush right into it.
Okay. What else did they do? What
Oh, they did
else?
Mutagen. They did
Oh, no,
Navoria. They
Gloria. Okay.
did
Oh, it was okay.
Pioneer Rails is a good one.
Oh, they
I've
did
enjoyed some of theirs. Yep,
the new version of File of Train. Okay, I see.
they did.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
mean, they're seasoned. I just again, I don't know. I'm hoping this one's great, and if it's great, I will buy it. But I might wait for other people to tell me it's great before I before I jump in.
Okay. Mine is on Game Found, and again, I don't see any particularly interesting projects. I looked at Kickstarter, didn't see anything. I looked at Game Found, didn't really see anything.
Oh, there's the
Well, that
labyrinth.
that would interest me. The old Crown Inferno, I don't care. But then I saw this one, Sky Empire New Dawn,
This
and
one has
it
you
just
written on it. Uh,
well, I just like the Sky Empire, the airships and such, and this seems to be a
exactly.
4x game, and it looks really cool. I like how it looks. I don't know much about it, but it says intuitive gameplay,
Well, that's always nice, rather than
and
obtuse gameplay.
yeah, the airships and stuff. I really enjoy how basically it looks, and the idea of a 4x in this kind of a steampunky world. Yeah, this is something really interesting, but it doesn't have much. Well, let me see rewards. You can see the Emperor is 195 plus tax. This is upgraded core game is 120 plus tax plus shipping plus tax. So it's not it's an expensive game,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure how good it is when it comes out
Of course.
in 2035. I don't know. I don't know when it comes out. Let me see.
No
It
one
doesn't
does.
say. Okay, it will come out one day
Eventually.
eventually. Yes, and then I'll see what people say, and if it's a success, it will be in the store, and then I can buy it. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to rush, and the same as with you. I want to see what others tell me about it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Maybe
see.
it's
There's just a
great.
lot of games, and I don't know. I don't know that I've cooled on Kickstarter. It's just there's not a whole lot out there right now.
Yeah, and you can see the solo mode, two of them,
Well,
and there
two
is
solo
game
modes
modes.
is two solo modes is kind of a red flag here. I usually want one well-designed solo mode, but we'll see.
Well, it seems to be this one is the initial one, and this is like an additional scenario or something.
Okay. Well, very
We'll
well.
see. All right, let's get to the next topic, which is buy, try, goodbye.
All right. So there are not a lot of One Piece games. There are a few. I have only played two of them. One is a trading card game, and it's not very good. It basically is a different trading card system with One Piece layered on top. So I'm not going to discuss that one. Um, but I will talk about one of the others, and then I have two pirate themed games which sort of fill in the void here. So the first one is 5 Minute One Piece. So 5 Minute One Piece just came out, and it uses artwork from the
The
second
5 minute,
season.
yeah, 5 minute dungeon.
From Yeah, it's basically a reskin of 5 Minute Dungeon, and this is a game where you are working and trying to play all these cards out and defeat the dungeon, and it's done in 5 minutes, and you're trying to overcome different tasks that are thematically loosely connected to One Piece characters. Basically, a bunch of people you know are going to show up, and you're going to play them, and you're just trying to play out cards and match the right symbols as quickly as you can. It's a fine game. It works really well with younger players or people who are looking for something less complex, and it has a nice One Piece theme layered on top of it.
Yeah. Well, one thing
That's
I will say right away is that why did they use the, well, it's probably to promote Netflix show, but
Yes, that's
come
why.
on, when you do this, I mean, do the original anime or not
Well,
the. It looks goofy. Okay.
it,
Anyway.
it does. It doesn't have the best artwork. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of artwork in it. It's mostly just symbols on cards. But the limited artwork that there is going to be from the show.
Okay.
Anyway, second one we have is a classic. And this is a classic of me talking to you. This is the classic pirate game, and that is Rum and Bones. Uh,
Yeah.
Rum and Bones is an old game from Simon back in the days, and you are a weird pirate crew, and you've got some champions that you're moving around, and you're trying to beat up the other players, pirates basically, and then you've got these minions that are going to kind of self-activate. And so you've got a spawn point, and the minions are going to march over, and then you've got your champion that you're controlling and you have a little bit more control over, and you're fighting, trying to get the most points after a certain number of rounds. There's a lot of content available for this. There was a first edition and a second edition. Both are compatible. It's a big game, but really an interesting one, and the different characters and abilities are a lot of fun here.
Okay.
That's Rum and Bones. And the third one I have is Ahoy. Ahoy is by the
Why?
same publisher and designer as Root. Similar artwork. And this is a game where you've got people with different faction abilities. There's usually two pirate crews, and then if you have more than two players, there's going to be some other abilities that are coming in. There's some jellyfish traders and merchants and things, and you're going around, you're rolling dice and allocating them, and it's a lot like Root, but it's much lighter than Root, and there's a lot of
Hmm.
variety and fun and nautical theme in Ahoy.
Okay.
There you go. Three piratey games for your uninformed verdict.
Okay. Well, for this 5 minute, one 5 minute One Piece, um, it sounds stupid. I don't like that they use the Netflix show characters, though I like them, but it's not. It's do the anime one. Um, and so how does Mama say like this or life?
Uh,
What does she
Cake or
say? I don't
live?
remember.
Uh-huh.
No, no,
Yes.
she says when she stay or life or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this one is life. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Basically,
All right.
she takes the life force from you.
That's
Goodbye.
true. She
Yeah.
does.
Rum and Bones. Um, Well, Rum and Bones, it's still a two-player fighting game, which I'm not
It is.
particularly interested in. Miniatures fighting game, okay. Well, but I'm I'll try it. I'll try it. And
Noted.
then that means Ahoy is a buy. Just because you said it's simpler than Roots, I couldn't get into Roots.
Hmm.
I wanted to try the system, but couldn't get into it. It's just too much. But then, yeah, the Ahoy seems to be the, the maybe the right amount of difficulty getting into.
Very well.
So that's that.
Well, there you have
Ahoy,
it.
buy, Raw and Bones, try. Oh, I'm sorry. And 5 minute One Piece. Bye bye.
All right. How sad.
I know. Anyway, let's get to the main topic of today, which is top 5 One Piece arcs.
Okay. Well, I'll put on
I'll.
my glasses here and.
Oh. I remember how he laughs.
He's
Yeah.
very much an type of a laugh. And Zoro doesn't
Yeah.
have a laugh, but um,
Zoro grunts a lot. He's like,
he does. He does grunt a lot.
oh, I need booze.
He
Well,
does say that.
well, but let's. I'll try to kind of Google those arcs just to get some maybe pictures. We'll see. I'm not
Yeah,
sure,
I don't know what you'll be able to find.
but let's. I don't know. Let's get to number 5.
All right, let's go.
Well,
All
before
right.
I forgot to kind of introduce the topic itself. So,
Oh,
top, yeah, top 5 One Piece arcs. Topic of the day. Basically, yeah, we I found a list where it lists it chronologically. There's a lot of arcs. There's sagas basically, and within those sagas, there's arcs, and the arcs are was like a bubble, basically a story which has a beginning and the end. It just it doesn't end the whole anime. It just concludes particular endeavors they have at that moment, and we try to name and list our favorite arcs, and we're gonna discuss why. There will be overlap, I'm sure, but
I'm
you know,
sure, because they are not all created equal. But
your number 5.
let's go to my number 5, and I have my number 5 is the Dressrosa arc. This
Okay.
is this is so this is so Don Quixote do Flamingo is a memorable character and really an irredeemable villain in the show. He doesn't have a lighter, happier side. He's just generally bad, and he had shown up at various points, but it's not until we have our friends going to the island of Dressrosa, where he is the king, um,
Oops.
that we really get into him. And so this is an interesting story where we have he's rules with an iron string, and and he has his court, and they are keeping the people very much under thumb. They're turning people into toys. They are making people just forget about, just erasing people from existence. And he is, it's sort of driven by this larger than life villain. The story has several twists and turns. There's a fight in a coliseum that I like a little bit less, and then
Yeah.
the sort of main story happens, and you've got Luffy trying to figure out how he can awaken his fruit. Right? It's the first real time we talk about awakening, and we see that Doflamingo has this, relatively bland power, but he is so focused on it that he's able to make it do incredible things. And this is where Luffy is trying to, develop his powers, which have historically just been punching, and kind of come up with something new. And he introduces his fourth gear, and eventually uses that to, I guess, spoilers, to defeat the villain. There's also this side story with Usopp trying to rescue the people who have been turned into toys, and he's kind of battling his own feelings of inadequacy, but it is able to succeed in an unexpected manner to rescue everybody. And then because of that, because of his role in this, everybody really is on a pro Usopp vibe, and he ends up getting a sizable bounty himself, even though he's a reluctant hero. So we have these sort of interesting stories. The rest of the characters do things, but they do a lot less. It's mostly those two main stories that are going on here.
Yeah. Um. It's a great arc, but it's spaced out really slow, and
It's the first
some
of the slow ones.
yeah, and some of the moments are not that interesting. Well, it's not on my list. I
Okay?
enjoyed the villain himself. I enjoyed some of the characters, but the arc overall, uh, I feel like there are better ones. But I mean, it can be like any day. It can be in my top five. I don't know. It just I felt like it was missing something that the others, the key moments. Yeah, Gear Four, fine, but I
All
don't know.
right.
All right, my number five is Enni's Lobby arc, which basically one of the earlier arcs, and this is where they go and rescue Nico Robin from Marine Fort, whatever, and
Hmm.
they fight the CP9, and Luffy introduces a basically. I think he had Gear Two, but they
This
introduced
is no. He develops gears. Well, he develops them and names them while he's here because he has to get over the
basically.
five powers. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is before he even has hockey, and there's a lot of that. The fighting is great. The pacing is cool when they, they you can see the picture here. They burn the flag, the marine flag, basically stating that, and you also have the god Usopp, or like the sniper god or something like that, that he calls himself when he's in
Yes,
this silly costume. I don't know if I can
because he's left the
find
crew at
the.
this point.
Yes.
He leaves at one point, but he's not really gone. Um, yes,
Yeah. His is. Let me see if I can. Uh, Soga King, the king. Yeah,
the
Soga
Sniper
King,
King.
or I don't know,
Mhm.
it's the Sniper King. Well, basically, yeah. This is the whole arc of
He's very
I don't
poorly
know that.
disguised, which is quite
Well,
funny.
yes. Well, Luffy is stupid enough not to know. Anyway, yeah, I just love it, and how the Nico Robin basically says it's okay. I'm gonna die for the sake of the others, but then the others come and just rush into the marine fort, and show her that, come on, Nico, you want to live, you want to be one of us, and it's emotional as well. So I really like
A
this part.
lot of tears
Yes,
and a
and
lot of flashback
backstories
episodes.
and
Um,
yes.
yep, it's enjoyable.
Okay. Oh yeah, the Buster Call. Yeah, yeah. You can see the Buster Call.
We talk about it. It doesn't really get shown until much later. But
Well, true. All right, let's get to number four.
number four. All right, number four is what? Oh, okay. N-
Oh.
number four is really a Luffy solo arc. It's he's really the only character that's doing much here, and it's almost the first half of a bigger story. But this is the Impel Down. storyline, where he is breaking
Yeah.
into prison to rescue his brother who has been slated for execution. And he is going down, the prison is impelled down, and he's just going through. He gets to the bottom. He finds his brother is not there. He he is then trying to break out of prison, and he has some interesting allies in this storyline, right? He is allied with Crocodile, who was really originally an opponent of him. He finds Imperio Ivankov, who is a very colorful character. Uh,
Yeah.
and they're working together. It's sort of all of the villains to this point are kind of there, and he's working with them. So it's interesting to sort of see him, allied with other people. I enjoy the villain here is the Warden of Impel Down Magellan, who has the poison fruit and can coat his body with and essentially turn himself into poison. And he's one of the few people that Luffy just never actually defeats. Right? He gets defeated on every time he encounters this guy, and essentially the way that they sneak out of the prison is by allying with Bon Clay, who's a fabulous character as well, uh, and is really their
Yeah.
friend, and he impersonates the warden to let everybody out, and then essentially sacrifices himself at that point. Um, but it's a really interesting story because of the limitations that the hero has, the emotional impact of he's wanting to find and save a loved one. We really see this is where he allies with Jimbei, who ends up being a sizable character later in the series, and
Yeah.
Ivankov as well. It's just there's a lot of redemption that goes on of some of the previous villains, and it's nice to see him up against a wall that he can't break down, and he has to rely on others, and I find that to be interesting story development as well.
Yeah. It's a great arc. Um, Again, I really like the characters in this one. Uh, some of the some of this stuff was not as interesting, but the development of Bon Bon Clay's character is great. I
Mr.
enjoyed,
Number Two.
yeah, Mr. Number Two, and
I was sad he
well,
didn't make it into the live action yet, but I mean, he sorry, I've dropped something on the ground. Uh, he he is an interesting character.
yeah, I didn't like Buggy was annoying. That's
Well,
the
he's
one that
always
was
annoying.
kind of annoying. Yeah, but it
Uh,
was
that's
really
that's
annoying in
his
this one.
his
So
job is to be
I don't.
annoying.
Yeah, but introduction of so many characters. It's yet again, it's not on my list. But I mean, it's so hard. There's all of these arcs. I mean, One Piece is amazing. It's really hard to choose.
Hmm.
But my number four is Thriller Bark, because I mean, this is where we get zombie Luffy. We get this kind of horror theme, and when when there's an episode where yeah, they basically steal Luffy and steal his kind of a mind or something, and put it into this giant monster. And the villain is great, and the Moria, one of the
Hmm.
seven warlords of the seas, Gecko Moria, and funny moments like, for example, when Luffy like basically encounters a zombie, and zombie wants to come out, and Luffy just shovels him back, like, "Who are you? Don't bother me,"
Yeah.
you know. And there's some amazing moments. There's character development of Brook, getting to know him, and how he can also fight, and they're trying to get their souls or something. They want to get their souls back,
Hmm.
their soulless. And the zombie Luffy, basically the big Luffy, it's like almost like the foreshadowing of Gear 4, kind of a
Hmm.
a muscular big, and one of the best scenes in One Piece is, of course, when Kuma comes and basically says that, well, guys, you're not ready. I'm going to stop you, but uh, let me show you what your captain endures. You know, and basically gives a huge bubble of
Pain and suffering, yes.
pain and suffering that Luffy suffered, and gives it all to Zoro, and then eventually Sanji finds Zoro. Zoro's standing there, really cool like that, all covered in blood, and
And
Sanji,
blood all over the ground too. It's not just
yeah,
on him. I mean, there's blood
yeah,
everywhere.
basically, yeah, and Sanji asks, what happened or something, and Zoro just says it's nothing, or something like that. It's like,
Nothing happened. Hmm.
yeah, nothing happened. It just, yeah, it is. It says here Zoro's iconic sacrifices just shows how tough of a guy he is, and I don't know, this kind of a whole horror, not the steampunk, but this kind of whole scene, and the girl with the ghosts, etc. It just she, I mean, it just the whole scenery is great. That's why I
Sure.
really like Thriller Bark.
Yeah, I enjoy Thriller Bark. It did not make my list, but the Nothing Happened scene is quite a memorable
Oh, yeah, nothing
moment.
happened.
Um, so
Yeah, it's well, it's even now it's memorialized already
yes,
amongst
yes.
One Piece fans. It's like as
Hmm.
one of the best scenes ever. All right, let's get to number 3. Let's go.
All right, number three for me is where the series really took off. That's Alabasta. This
Okay.
was, I mean, I had watched it up to this point, and you're already you've made quite a commitment by this point. Um, but it was the Alabasta storyline that really just kind of brought me in and said, well, this is something I'd like to continue. Now, I'm not just watching it because someone told me to. I'm watching it because I'm really enjoying it. And so this is a Middle Eastern type of a setting. We were in the desert. Crocodile has been revealed as a villain, and is trying to subvert the government and take it over.
Yeah.
There's some rebels, and he's really leading them. And Luffy is trying to sort of help his crewmate Princess Vivi of Alabasta to sort of maintain her kingdom. And he comes up against Crocodile, who is able to turn himself into sand and is essentially invincible when he's in sand form. And so Luffy really has to figure out, what am I going to do to beat this guy? And he comes up against him a couple of times here, right? And it's him trying different things, and there's a lot of growth and a lot more thought going into what he's historically just punched people until they submit, to really focus and drill down here on this. I found the character is very compelling. I enjoyed the final fight with Crocodile with all of that symphonic music. Um,
Hmm.
it is a really interesting storyline, and was really the hook point for me in the series.
Yeah. I enjoyed. Well, Alabasta Arc is great story wise, but I don't know if I. Well, Zoro's fight was interesting, and but I don't know. I didn't really. I enjoyed Crocodile Luffy fight, but I already wanted Luffy to get some kind of power up or something. What he developed basically was having a barrel of water and beating Crocodile
Inside
with
his
that.
belly.
Yeah, something like that. So I don't know. It just also felt a little bit too stretched of an arc, though it's not the biggest arc. But yeah, it's good. It's good. but not one of my favorites.
Very well.
My number three is well, it's Wano arc, and while it's extremely long,
Extremely
um,
long.
yes, but of course, the battles and at this point, when we talk about anime, the earlier arcs, of course, are with an older drawing style, but this is one of the later arcs and episodes, and in this one, they really went wild with the animation, and I really
Sure.
like the animation of this whole. Uh, the major event, of course, Luffy getting Gear 5, which amazing, one of the key moments, and the whole Kaido fight, and I really enjoyed how Luffy was defeated, basically defeated, thrown into the jail, and then learned to, use the hockey in a more proper way. Explosive. ex- I don't remember it exactly. Basically, a type of hockey,
Hmm.
and learns all of that, and the epic moment when he comes to the roof, and all of the Kinemon's crew is down, and he's like, "I'm gonna take it from here," and they kind of
Yep.
see the 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 joy boy, or they kind of see this image in him. And we have Zuneha, or the elephant. I don't remember exactly the name. And
Zunisha.
we
Hmm.
Zunesha, yeah. We have so many great battles. I'm just and Mama comes back. It's like the epic
She
Mama and
does.
Kaido versus Luffy, and Zoro basically showing off Conqueror's hockey unknowingly against Kaido. Uh,
Against more against King, but
well, he did one attack against Kaido as well, where he's
sure. Yeah, that's true. He does manage to cut Kaido.
and yeah, the battle of Zoro versus King, and the Sanji's battle versus Queen, and basically we know that Sanji is robot in a sense, or something like that. He's genetically modified or something like that, and how
He
he
has been, yes.
has conflict in using this power up and not using this power up, and basically finding out that he's like, you know he can do it he kind of awakens his power up without this power up suit. So there are so many key moments, and the whole story, the tragedy of the Wano kingdom, and the Odin, who basically dances in, or is put in a hot boiling water, etc., and still keeps holding the lid, saving his people. And so we get more introduction of Odin and his travels with Goldie, Roger, and so on, and Whitebeard, and just amazingly epic episodes there.
Yep. So this one, it won't be on my list. I enjoyed it. The problem with me with this one is that I watched it in three tranches, right? Because I
Mm,
caught up, and then I had to wait a year or a year and a half for there to be enough episodes to make it worth watching. Because watching this every week is so difficult to keep track of the story. It's definitely
yeah.
meant to be binged. And so I watched it, I got up, and then I had to wait for 100 episodes, and then I watched it, and then I had to wait for 100 episodes. And so I enjoyed it less because it was spread over so many years. I think the story is fantastic. My experience with it was suboptimal. Whereas up to that point, everything had been optimal because I'd been able to watch the whole story at a time.
Yeah. And of course, Luffy becoming the Emperor of the Sea, and having basically the whole fleet, the other captains basically kind of
Well, that
kind of
happens at the
doesn't
end of
really
Dressrosa. But
Yeah, but at the moment, I mean, like it kind of closes up that now he's the emperor of the sea and has a huge fleet and
Sure.
etc. Though he doesn't really understand that himself. I think Luffy never understands that he has like
No.
a huge fleet behind him. Like, nah, I'm just gonna punch through. Well, yeah, but yeah, Wano arc is still amazing. Yeah, probably I didn't have that problem that you had because I started watching later and I basically just went through that all, in
Hmm.
one almost one go. So
Yeah, and it's definitely better to watch these stories at once. I've found, even though that's a lot of episodes, especially for this one, which is something like 200 or. um,
one 890. Well, basically it's 95 episodes.
okay,
95 episodes. Wow, almost 100 episodes.
it's a
Well,
lot.
yep. Okay, let's get to number two.
All right, my number two is it has the best intro of any arc in the season with a fabulous musical number, and that is Whole Cake Island. Uh,
Okay.
this is an interesting storyline. This is really where Big Mom is, and she's an iconic character here. We get her backstory, which is quite tragic. We get we find out about all of her children, and her children are for the most part delightfully villainous. And there's lots of food themed powers here. The big fight that goes on is not actually Luffy versus Big Mom. He fights her a little bit, but for the most part, he's fighting her son Katakuri, who's very similar to Luffy, has a very similar power set, and so we see him really having to power up and figure out how to beat this guy. Um, and he's not actually all that villainous. There's Sanji leaves the crew, has a fight with Luffy. He leaves because he's been betrothed to Pudding, and
Yeah,
and he's trying to
she's a
come to terms
princess
with
basically.
that. She's a princess here. We find out about his backstory of the genetic modification. His brothers and sister are here, also interfering. There's just a whole lot. There's a whole lot going on. We have Jimbei really kind of coming out as a character and showing that he's fearless and loyal, and there's really just a
Yeah,
lot going on. But the characters in this one are some of the most interesting. Whereas in Wano, we had some interesting characters. In this one, there's just all of this woman's children are are fascinatingly fun characters, and
yeah.
their relations are interesting, right? They abuse the one that can teleport through the mirrors, and she's frustrated and angry. We have
Well,
Katakuri, who's
she's been she's been used so many times. By,
yeah,
uh,
it's and we've got I can't even remember his name, but Poro Sparrow, that's the one. The one who goes who has his tongue hanging out and is constantly saying Paroline. Uh,
yeah,
Lots of great laughs going on, and Big Mom herself is just this iconic force. And it's just a very powerful character, effectively invulnerable, able to steal people's souls and put them into whatever happens to be at hand, Zeus and Prometheus. And, Luffy's resolution to this is essentially to run away. That he sort of gets his crew ready. They fight it out. There's this big plot. The plot goes awry, as they often do, and so it is okay. We've got to get out of here, and then they run to Wano, which is when sort of the second half of this happens with Big Mom coming and getting her own there. I just found this story and the characters to be really interesting. Plus, the musical number is quite enjoyable.
yeah. This is a really colorful arc. Mm, I really enjoyed it. It's not on my list, but yeah, it's one of those great. I like the I like the out. the second half of that arc much more than I like the beginning. The beginning was a little bit boring, in my opinion, but yeah, there are a lot of great characters. Some of them are annoying, some of them less annoying, and yeah, kind of the introduction of I think Kaido. No, it was before.
Yeah, we've had Kaido a little bit. He fell out of the sky. We haven't. I mean, this is after they've gone to the Minks on the elephant, and before they go to Wano.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we have also Brooke being a toy, Big Mama's toy, like a keychain or something. Like basically, yeah. And then stealing the poneglyph, drawing whatever the
Yeah.
stuff is. So yeah, they wanted to get the poneglyph. That's why they were there, and then they ran away. This is one of those. Yeah, I like it how they realized it's just the big mom is just too powerful. Let's not fight it. Usually before that they always fought through their way and defeated the opponents, but big mom is just too much. One of the
Hmm.
emperor. See, yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, my number two. Let me see here. Yeah, my number two is Egghead, the most recent arc. Well, the Egghead arc. When does it do that? When does it? Okay, whatever. I'll just show you a picture.
Okay.
Let's see here. The Egghead art is about the. Gosh, my brain just stops working. About the gosh, not the doctor, the scientist.
Dr.
I don't know
Vegapunk?
why yeah, Vegapunk. My brain just not working today. I forgot everything I want to say. I'm so
Okay.
slow as well. Anyway, yeah, Dr. Vegapunk and the backstory and the great reveal about the upcoming flood, and the basically the five elders, and you can see them in full power. They're coming there. You can see that they are.
We see one of
Uh,
them.
well, you see all of them eventually.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't finished the egg.
I
Well,
finished, but there's really only one that's a major force in the in the story.
but by the end, there's the other ones that also doing a lot. So there's a lot of that fight, but mostly it's Luffy trying to escape yet again. He's trying to escape. There is betrayal. I really enjoyed that one of the Vegapunks betrayed the other ones. There is this overwhelming power of the basically the um, what are they? The robotic. I don't remember how
The
they're called.
pacifistas
Yeah, pacifistas, but they're made in like
and the
one is
seraphim.
king, one is the like. There's different powerful real characters, and the pacifistas made in those same with those same powers, basically. The love fruit, the this fruit and that fruit, and CP9 or CP0 now. I don't remember. They're
Yes.
coming to the coming to the island again and basically showing off their awakened fruit and still getting his ass kicked and Zoro's epic moments, etc. And yeah, it's stretched out yet again, but there's a lot of great animation. There's a lot of story arcs, and one of the uh, I think one of the greatest stories in One Piece, like flashback stories, is Kuma's tragic past, which
Sure.
took a lot of episodes, but we learned a lot about Kuma and
We did.
Bonnie, and it's great, and how basically it reveals Bonnie as a much bigger and more emotional character than at first when we get introduced to her. She's just like a gluttony queen or something like that. Just eats
Yes.
and she's loudmouth, etc. But here she is. She is really emotional. She's really, you know, she has a family, and yeah, I don't know. It
Yeah.
just It's great.
Yeah, it was a fun storyline. I found, I think I've told you this, I found the placement of that flashback story to be frustrating because it happens, right? We sort of get this fight going up with Saint Saturn, and then we're like, okay, let's stop, or let's stop from with this story that you're interested in, and we're going to go on to another story which is interesting, and you're going to like it, but we're not going to finish what we're doing. We're going to make you, wait for another 50 episodes. Now, fortunately, I was watching this one again. I had waited until it finished and then pressed my way through, so it wasn't as frustrating. But if I had been, watching it live, I would have found that very, very frustrating.
Yeah. I think it was in this arc where we also saw more Blackbeard. It was before, I think, and Rayleigh, and I think it was before.
There's a
I
little
think
bit
it
in
was in
here,
this
but
arc. Yeah.
there's a
Then
bit of it
we
here. There's more of the O'Hara, what's going on there.
and there's Garp rescuing Kobe
Garpin, yep.
and his galactic impact, and he is fighting his own pupil,
Mm-hmm.
the
Aokiji.
Aokiji, yeah, the previously vice admiral,
Admiral.
now the
Mm-hmm.
or admiral, yeah, and now the fugitive, the pirate himself. So it's like there's a lot of great moments in between the Egghead Island itself, and yeah, um, and then well, basically, maybe a small spoiler, but anyway, at the end, one of the last episodes when they broadcast the Vegapunk's message, we also see all of the previous places that Luffy visited, and everybody watching or listening, like
Mm-hmm.
all of the places. Like kind of it kind of closes the whole arc. Like all of the people that Luffy met, they are now watching this,
Sure.
and of course, giants coming to the rescue.
That part's fun.
That part's fun, and basically they set up the Elbaf arc, the upcoming Elbaf arc, really well by giants coming to the Egghead, rescuing Luffy, and now they sail to Elbaf. Yeah,
What will they find there? There are giants on
giants.
Elbaf. Mm-hmm.
Well, they had so many giants already. Anyway, let's get to the final number one.
All right. Number one for me is it's sort of this was my number one, and then the rest I had to fill in. But this is the Marineford story, which
Mm-hmm.
is this again. It's the second half of Impel Down, really. But this is Luffy. His brother has been slated for execution, and he and a huge host of allies are going on this marine settlement, and it's an epic battle between all of these very powered individuals going together to try and get Luffy to the end where he's able to hopefully rescue his brother. And he succeeds at rescuing his brother, right? He gets an old enemy, gives him a key made out of wax, and he's able to get his brother out. And there's this, large emotional moment. And then that changes, right? The admiral shows up and kills his brother essentially right in front of him, and it's very emotional right here, and he's kind of it brings everything to this point. All of the rest of the crew are very sidelined in this story. They are not there. They're doing other things. It's just Luffy and lots of allies, right? He's got all of Whitebeard there. A lot of people that he found in Impel Down. There's a lot going on, but he's really alone. And at the end, he realizes he's just not strong enough, and he can't save everyone, and therefore he needs to take a few years to go off and train. And it's a really interesting moments that are going on here, but a lot of emotional impact in sort of where this all ends up. And the best
Yeah,
starting sequence, the opening song of this one is my favorite of them all.
yeah. And at this point, Luffy still doesn't have hockey yet. So, but yeah, basically that what makes him go and learn hockey. Basically, after his brother's death, it's also my number one
Yeah.
because I feel like yeah, there's a tragic story. There is like basically at that point the strongest characters all gather in one place. And there's Luffy there. There's Garp there. There's Whitebeard there with his crew, and like how basically it was the end of the Whitebeard pirates, but some of his allies still aided Luffy later. Uh, Luffy was saved. Like this post surgery thing as well. And warlords all coming together, and yeah, we see the full power of marine admirals. So it's amazing. Now, one of the key moments and one of the cool moments is when Shanks eventually comes and says we need to stop this war.
Mm-hmm.
And the marine admiral, the grand admiral, agrees. It kind of implies that Shanks has a ton of power and influence, basically. Maybe they're afraid of him, maybe not, I don't know, but kind of it shows how important Shanks is, and as one of the emperors of the sea, how tough he is. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marineford arc
It's
is amazing.
yeah. Plus we sort of see that this is all set up, right? This is all really a setup. This kind of sets Blackbeard up as a major villain, and it sets up
Oh,
Akainu.
stealing Whitebeard's fruit. Yeah.
Well, because he sort of set the whole thing in motion at various points, over the course of the series to get to this point. And we sort of set him up as a major force of a major future antagonist. We also set up Akaino as sort of a major kind of final boss type. These feel like they're going to be the final boss type characters. We don't have Emo yet, so it's really kind of setting up where we expect the series to go eventually.
Yeah, and one more thing I forgot was that yeah, basically Luffy being here without his crew. That's one of the
Mm-hmm.
main things that Luffy's without his crew.
He's been without
And
his
they
crew ever since they were pawed away.
teleported.
Uh,
Yeah, but I mean like without his crew fighting for his brother, and then basically everybody else learning the news about his brother later on. Zoro training with Mihawk there,
hmm
happened. He doesn't know anything. Nami, Rook, etc. Well, everybody learning what happened. It's really tragic in a sense that
Yeah.
he could not be there for their captain.
hmm
Well, here it is. We have the same number one, but we didn't have any other. Uh,
Well,
no,
that's
yeah,
fine.
was I think, yeah. Well, well, and any other day, let's say, I might have another top five. It's just all of them are great. It was so hard to it was so hard to choose. And but I looked at the key moments. Like arcs where let us come back here. Arcs where they have to say goodbye to going merry, etc. The one of the
hmm
also key moments where the where Luffy and Usopp fight, and where Zoro stops Luffy from getting Usopp and says, "No, he insulted our captain. He must learn that captain is captain's word is law, basically." So yeah, that's yeah. I was looking at those key moments, of course, Wano is this. The egghead is introduction of five elders, and you can well,
Hmm.
you basically see all of their powers. You can see
Yeah.
the horse guy, the phoenix guy, the crab guy. Uh, well, basically, and the crab guy getting basically. I don't know if you saw it.
He's more of a spider than a crab, but
Well, spider crab. I don't know. But did you see? Did you see his
yes,
demise?
I finished I finished all the episodes. So.
I see. I see. Yeah, that was also like basically implying that they are given life by Emu, and so she
Hmm.
can take it away, and basically what everything that was left is just a skeleton,
Hmm.
no blood, nothing. It was just disappeared, in an instance. Though they are immortal, so that means that Emu can grant and take away immortality.
Right. Which is why it's been around for so long.
And we have Joy Boy's backstory a little bit more, and we have
Hmm.
his hockey that is so powerful that it knocks out five elders at
Hmm.
once. Just super powerful, which means that it kind of sets up that this is the hockey that Luffy needs in order to, maybe defeat Emo or whatever. It just Luffy
We'll
has a
see.
long way to go. Yeah.
Well, we probably have a long way to go too. I'm sure it won't be. It won't be a fast journey. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
despite the
Anyway,
promise of faster pacing. Um,
yeah, we'll see. There's I saw a bit of manga, and there's a lot of interesting stuff on Elbaf, and as I said, without any major spoilers, another crew member of Goldie Roger Pirates, so
hmm.
getting an
Oh, we'll
introduction.
see. We'll see what happens in several years.
Well, I think now they what they did now is that basically they finished they never had seasons. They just went and put out the episodes.
Hmm.
And I read that now they're gonna have this kind of a seasonal thing where they're
Right.
gonna now this well basically the season one ended with 1,155 episodes, and the season
Hmm.
two, I'm like, okay, that's a huge season. Well,
Well, yeah, it's been a ride. And hopefully, what this means though is that they'll come out at a more a better pace with more going on in each episode and less fewer digressions because this show
we'll see.
definitely takes you on a journey.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna have fillers as well because the the manga is not to like the anime is catching up to manga in a
It's
sense.
largely caught up. Hmm.
So and they haven't finished Elbaf yet, so which
Yeah.
means that I don't know how many episodes it will be, but I'm not
Well,
sure how many episodes they will release this year. As they're gonna
26
probably
is
do.
what has been said.
Okay, so this is gonna be now season with 26 episodes, and then next year another season with
That's what
26
has been
episodes.
said. Is there'll be 26 episodes per year at a more regular pace. Um, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
which
That
which
doesn't.
I
That's
applaud.
not a binding commitment here. So, um,
Well, I applaud that because now they you didn't have to rush and do a
mhm.
half-assed job. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and yo, yeah. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee. Da da
All
da
right,
da 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 da. All right, let's end this now.
let's go.